Hello everyone. Today we're going to be learning about CNC routing and how to create our 3D CNC routing models. Um, there's always guidelines for the university. So if you go into the university's website, in this case the Manchester University one, into the B15 workshop, you'll see that there are some guidelines here in the CNC router. And it tells us that you have to consult your ideas before you do them to the people there. So you can talk to Scott, and you can essentially talk to them about what it is that you're trying to do, and they'll always advise you on how to do it. They also give you some very specific requirements, so that if you're creating a profile line drawing, you need to save it as DXF, or if it's going to be like a 3D routing as a 3ds file. We're more interested in 3D routing at the moment. So it gives you the materials and so on and so forth. So this is, you see, 3D would be 3ds file. Now there are specifications. This is the maximum specifications you can have, depending on the CNC router. The Manchester Metropolitan University has a bigger CNC router, but we're going to be working with these dimensions, so 900 by 840 by 990 millimeters. So the first thing you're going to do is, I advise you use a software like Rhino, 3D Studio Max. You can even use SketchUp. SketchUp does have the possibility to export as a 3ds, but only if you have the Pro license. But for that, you need to have a couple of more things to SketchUp. You need to download something called Edge Tools. So if you go here, Edge Tools for SketchUp, because this particular plugin, Edge Tools 2 here, allows you to see if you have any open edges that need to be closed in order to create a solid object for CNC routing. And also this requires a library called ttlib2 for SketchUp. So in order for it to work, you need to download this. They're both available in the SketchUp extension warehouse, so it's not really that difficult, nor difficult to use. And there's, as you can see, tutorials about it. But I would suggest, to make it easier, is use Rhino or 3D Studio Max, even Maya. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a polyline that's the same dimensions. So it's 900. 900 by what was it? 840 by 90. So 840 this dimension, and down to here. Right, 840. Yep. So now we have this shape, and we're going to create a surface out of it. We'll go into a shader thing, and we are going to extrude surface by 90. So what we have here now is essentially the maximum surface, volume we can put in the CNC router. So you might have a site at the moment. So let's just create a simple site. You may have this. We'll make it into. Actually, let's just make something a little bit more interesting. Right, so let's just copy that. Okay, let's just do it again. Center. Got a few lines like that. So we'll make it almost like a little wave. Let's make this one taller. A bit less so, and like so. And we'll also select these, we'll loft it. Okay, perfect. And then we have this volume here. We're just gonna move this over to this side for a second. So what we're gonna do now is we will generally just draw from here to really, and we'll just cap it like that. Well, actually, surface like that, and we'll do the same for this one. Take the edge here, move it to this side, pop it upwards. No. And then this one here, like that. And then what we'll do is we'll this there for a second, and we'll select these things minus that. So select these minus that, and we'll make into that, make it into a surface. Well, actually, okay, so that's a closed one there. And we'll also create, we're gonna need this one here. To there. We're gonna join these, and then we're gonna create surface out of it, and then cap it. Okay, so now we have one polysurface here, and let's say that this is our object at the moment. This is what we want to create into a yeah, so now that we have our surface here, we need to use the show edges command, because it's a polysurface, to make sure that there are no naked edges, and that means that it's now a solid. So this is our solid, and this is how, let's say this is our contours for the side, and this is just our side on this, which is perfect. Okay, so there are no naked edges, it's just the normal edges. Perfect, because we use the cap command. So Now, let's say this is our site, and you may create this site as one-to-one or whatever. We need to scale it down so that it fits in here. This is the important part. So what we'll do is, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to move it. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to remove these things. We're just going to quickly delete them. We don't need them for now. I'm just going to move this from the edge there, the left edge, to the left edge here, because that would be our end part. And now what we're going to do is we're going to scale it from the edge part there again, as let's say it's 1 to 10, it will be 0.1, and then we check, does it fit within the area? Yes, it does. So we can accurately create that surface on a 1 to 10 model, like that. So yeah, okay, it fits. So there we go. So now what we need to do is we can delete this and we can export this. So we can do export selected as well in Rhino. So we can go like this, export selected, and we will, once it opens up, export it as a 3ds file. And it should, if we name it, desktop, CNC Routing test 1. This is where you can create the mesh. So, okay. And that should be now able to be CNC cut. So if we go into our desktop and we have our CNC cutting test 1, give that file to the people at the workshop, and they'll be able to cut it. You also have to tell them the dimensions. So now that we've scaled it down to there, it's 1 to 10, you have to give them the dimensions, the maximum dimensions of the thing. So it would be, if we go on this side, it would be a maximum of 630 by 503 approximately, for 190 actually, and then a height of about 68. You can select your material and give them the file here that's scaled down on the desktop, and you should be good to go. So thank you very much. Catch you in the next one.